Hey, what's up? It's Autumn.
And I'm Morgan.
And this is Seriously?
Seriously.
Seriously. Where is Katie?
Yeah, I'm not her.
This is not Morgan. Or wait, I
am Morgan.
You are Morgan. This is not Katie. Oh my
Why'd
God.
I introduce myself if you were going to forget?
Which is awkward because as soon as you tell people who you are, they're going to be like, okay, that's not you.
Exactly.
All
I think they can tell I look just like you.
That's fair. So, Morgan, introduce yourself.
Hi. I don't know who this lady is.
Oh, who are you?
I am your daughter.
This is my baby. I say my baby. She's 22. Yeah. I don't know if you can really be called a baby anymore, but and she's my oldest, so that's that. But
yeah,
this is Morgan. So Morgan is here today because Katie is not feeling well. So we send her all of our love. Get well soon, friend. We miss you. But we needed to make sure that we kept the party going. So Morgan was gracious enough. She may be regretting that decision later.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. To step in and fill the shoes. So, how have you been?
I've been good. I just got back home this morning.
Oh, well, which hence the reason why I haven't seen you all weekend.
Exactly.
Okay, so Morgan goes back and forth to D.C. Mm-hmm. Apparently, I'm not cool enough on the weekends, and that's fine too.
We hang out through the week.
Okay, that's fair. What were you doing in D.C. this weekend?
I was visiting my boyfriend. We were going to go see a concert, a Sasquatch concert.
What is that?
That's my question too. He was very excited about it. It's this guy who plays the saxophone and dresses like Sasquatch.
Stop it.
Yeah. You see how loving and compromising of a girlfriend that I am? I was going to go to Virginia to see this.
To Virginia?
Yeah.
And there were tickets involved? Like you had to buy tickets?
And it was COVID friendly, apparently.
Oh my God.
But I feel like any concert would be COVID friendly because I don't see him selling out shows.
That's also fair.
Let me stop being mean in case he sees this. I'm sorry.
Look, how many people are showing up to see a dude play saxophone in a Sasquatch uniform?
I wouldn't know. We didn't end up going.
Wow. Well, that's a tragedy.
Well, yeah.
Now I almost feel like it was worth it just to be able to report back. The rest of us need to know. Oh, my God.
Yeah, well,
that's interesting. Interesting. Apparently I don't get out enough.
Neither do I.
Because I didn't realize that was a thing. We're going to have a conversation about that later, me and this boyfriend.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's weird.
Were you sad that you missed the concert?
I think I was more sad that I had to replace 3 tires.
Okay. I didn't want to bring it up, but since you did.
Yeah. So the reason why we missed the concert was because on my way to his house, my tire exploded, basically.
That's not an accurate description. Let's tell the truth. So let's back up for a second. Let's back up for a second to tell the truth. Your dad and I have been telling you about these tires for 2 years.
Well, okay,
no.
2 years is exactly.
No, it's not. No, it is not. Because I've had my truck for 2 years going on now. Okay? I bought that truck for my 40th birthday. I'm 42 this year. 2 years. We've been telling you about these tires. Look, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Seriously.
A very different truth.
I'm sure. That's convenient. So we've been telling you about these tires, and you're like, I know. And then when Grandma was here,
which at this point, how long was it?
That's
2 months.
She went home. Oh my God, sometime in October, right? I think I can't remember.
I think so.
Sometime in October. Okay, whatever. Anyway, the point is, it wasn't last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's been a while.
It's been a little bit. She went home. You were driving her to the airport. You're driving out of the development, and I hear, whoa, 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 whoa. And I immediately am like, something's wrong with your tire. And I said,
and I just turned my music up.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
And this is what happens. This is what happens. So you have been driving on. She has run flats, and you've been driving on this flat tire.
I've been driving on a prayer. Is what God was guiding me through. And he's the one, I think.
Jesus is merciful. Thank you, Jesus, for sending those angels. Traveling grace, Lord.
All
You're
things
welcome.
are possible through Jesus.
That's right. You're welcome for the prayers.
And mind you, like, these are like 2-hour drives I'm doing every weekend back and forth.
You're crazy. You are crazy. And I'm like, why do you it's not even that serious. Like, get the tires done, get the oil changed, and then life is good. But you want to press the limits.
Yeah,
your toes are always just over the cusp. Always.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, so then she calls me in tears.
Yeah, there were a lot of tears. Because I called Christian first, too.
Oh, my God. Yeah. What was he going to do? Christian is my son who will be 18 tomorrow. Her brother. What was he supposed to do?
He was supposed to help me guide through. Because, so
he don't know. He don't even have a car.
I thought the car was going to explode. Basically, because it's like my car started shaking. And I was just like, oh, no, I'm going to die.
Yeah, well.
And I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's something with the engine. Christian knows something about that. He's changed my oil before.
He doesn't know anything. She asked the one person with no car, no money, no insurance. Like, just nothing. That's the guy you go to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And he was very helpful.
In what way?
Yeah, he was like, open your hood. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And he was just like, so we're like Googling. He's just like, it
open
doesn't
the hood, not look at the tires. See? This dude don't know what he's talking about.
It was down a list, right?
Oh, okay.
Because me on the phone, I'm just like, my car's going to explode. It's something with the engine. I know.
Okay, let me also pause and put another little just piece into this story. Because your tire sensor has been on also for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And I have been telling you, Morgan, get the tire sensor fixed so that you can actually know when there's something wrong with your tire. It's literally a matter
of today it told me.
It didn't. Yeah. See, you wouldn't have had to go through all that rigmarole of lifting hoods and everything else because the tire sensor would have popped up and you'd have been like, oh, it's my tire. No.
Well,
they don't listen.
We've all learned lessons.
Who's all? You?
You and me.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
What did I learn?
You learned to come through when I need you the most.
I've been knowing that for 22 years. I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
How to calm me down in my moment
also,
of need.
Been knowing that for 22 years. Okay.
When I'm on the side of the road.
Yes.
Actually, I was in a gas station.
I don't know what to do.
There was lots of tears.
I don't know what to do. Yeah. I was like, it's the middle of the day. You're fine.
People get snatched all the time.
Oh my God. Well, that's true. Human trafficking is a real thing. But Jesus was with you, and that is the takeaway. Yeah. That's the hugest takeaway from this story.
Through God, all things are possible.
And listen to your parents. That's also a takeaway. Lesson learned. So my week was not as eventful as that, or weekend, but I also have the beauty of having to, it's not even like a choice anymore, having to live through you because you put me through it. I don't ask for it, but it's there. So
wouldn't you have preferred to know as it was happening?
I did.
As opposed to me coming back and be like, I was on the side of the road, and like the story I'm telling right now, you know what really happened, but like my car exploded.
Yeah, and it was not as dramatic as you're making it out to be right now.
I had to hitchhike to a gas station.
There was a tow truck driver involved. There was a lot happening.
He was all in my business. He was like, he was loading up my car, and he was just like, this tire is no good.
See?
I'm like, I didn't ask you
he's probably
for your
dad.
Mechanical expertise.
He's probably somebody's dad, and he felt like he wanted to be your dad too.
Well, he was very rude when I called him.
Oh, all right, well.
Because I called him, he goes, hello? I'm just like, is this a big toe horn? And he goes, yeah, where are you? I'm like, can I explain my story first?
Big toe horn. I wish it was like big shoe horn. I wish that was the thing. Oh, that was my phone. My bad, yo.
Well, I thought we were supposed to all be on silent.
Oh man. That's my fault. My bad. All right. I was not prepared. Nothing nice. Okay. Maybe that was a little hint to say, move along. I don't know.
Like, hey, we spent enough time on this topic.
Yeah. Time to go. No, but so all is well that ends well. You're safe. You have 3 new tires. Cost you a little pretty penny. It was an expensive lesson, but lessons are sometimes like that. Are you going to ever let it happen again?
No.
Okay.
My tire thing is still not fixed. So.
Oh my God. See? And here we are.
Yeah.
Don't call me next time.
I've learned.
Yeah. All right. So this week is a little bit different, obviously, because Katie is not here. And, there's a little bit of It's just different. It's just different. It's just different this week. So I was like, well, what's something that we could do that would be fun between mother and daughter? And so then I was like, well, a little Q&A session might be nice. So
this should be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. So this is what we decided to do this week. We decided that we are going to put some questions in a bowl.
Hence the bowl.
Cha, 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 cha. We're going to put some questions in a bowl, and that we would each take turns drawing a question and answering said question, and then we just see what goes from there.
Boy.
Yeah, oh boy is right. This should be good. Oh my God. This phone is out of control. I'm not going to be able to take this. You know what I hate? I hate being a part of group text messages. It's literally like a hostage situation. And I have an Android. I think iPhones are very different.
I can leave any group. Well, as long as it's an iPhone group message, I can exit myself.
Okay.
But if it's like mixed ones, I have to stay in there.
Android does not give you a choice. It doesn't matter if it's all Android. If it's mixed, you can have some T-Mobile. Yeah, you can have some T-Mobile people in there. You can have some just crazy random nonsense. It doesn't matter. They're like, you're in it to win it. And I hate that because I'm like, I keep exiting myself out and then it just pops up again. And I'm like, who is this? Who are you? I don't want to talk to you. Anyway,
and so I send all my text messages individually.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
People who are considerate do that. Even if they send out a blast text message group, it's like respond only to me instead of like to everybody.
Can do that?
Yes. Can iPhones not do that?
I don't think so. Like I have to do the message individually each time. It's not like I craft a one message and then I'm able to do it like that.
Reason number 9 million to love Android.
Okay, well, guess whose phone could only record for 5 minutes at a time?
Okay, that's fair too. All right, so there's plus and minuses. There's pros and cons. It depends on what's important to you.
Okay.
Do you want to record for 5 hours or do you want to be a hostage in a group message? You take your pick.
I can leave my group message.
Oh, okay, that's fair. All right, well, anyway, so back to this. So we're going to each take turns drawing a question, and we're going to see how this goes.
All right.
This should be very interesting.
Rock, paper, scissors for who goes first?
No, I feel like you should go first.
Oh,
because you're the guest, and I'm going to be nice.
Oh, I don't know if this is going to be nice.
Yeah, well.
Let's see. Did we shake it up?
Well, sort of. I don't know how shaking it is. All right, shake it, not stir.
Okay.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Oh, this is your handwriting.
Oh, okay.
If you could ask God to do one thing for me, what would it be? Like me as in you or me as in myself?
No, me as you. You ask God about me.
Okay.
Oh, this should be good.
Let's see.
Read it again. I feel like, just so that they heard the question.
If you could ask God to do one thing for me, what would it be?
Do I need to do the Jeopardy music for you?
I think it would just be to make sure that you're always safe.
Okay.
Especially just you being in a public safety and all the nonsense with like police brutality and stuff and just
craziness out there.
And your uniform looks very close to the police. I would just would want you to be safe.
Okay. All right. So for safety.
Yeah.
I got some other things that you could have added to that list.
Well, somebody's being a little greedy now.
Oh my God.
This is what I would ask God for.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just saying, sometimes it's like strength in numbers, and there's some things that I've been asking God for, and I'm gonna need you to get on board with those things.
Well, you didn't tell me those. You said, well, I asked God, and I said, keep you safe. I don't understand why you're complaining.
All right, I'm not complaining. Any prayer is a good prayer.
Everybody's a critic.
Oh, okay. Well, not any prayer, but safety is always a good prayer. All right, here's mine. This is your handwriting. All right.
I got some random ones in there.
Oh my God. Is it weird that I, in parentheses, your daughter?
In case I got the question.
Okay. I'm an adult now. Well, if you would have got the question, how would you have even worded that?
Oh. Yeah, okay, never mind. I was like thinking like in case I got it so I could read it to you, but then I would still have answered the question.
Yeah.
So I guess
you would have had to answer the question. Was it weird that your mom's an adult now?
Is it weird that I am an adult? Yeah.
Oh, for yourself.
Yeah.
That you yourself
so
are an
that
adult?
your daughter is for you.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm smart.
Okay,
I know.
You are smart. You is smart. You is kind.
Trying to make me doubt myself.
I love you. All right, let's read this again. Is it weird that your daughter is an adult now? Yeah, a little bit. Yes and no. I mean, I think that, when you were little, I always kind of imagine, like what it would be like what you would look like, what your voice would be like what kind of a person you would be. But the beauty, I guess, in watching your kids grow up is that it's not like a shotgun thing. Like it goes from like a baby to suddenly the next day you walk in and it's like a full grown adult sitting there.
I don't know who you are.
I'm like, it's like a culture shock. No, but there's this progression. So you see the transitions and the walking through process. And so I think it's just like an exciting time that you get to experience by seeing that happen. And you start to be able to sort of kind of anticipate what the next step is. You have a better understanding of your children earlier on because you've known them before they were even consciously aware of themselves. And so you can kind of see like where they're going and how they're going to react and some things like that. And then the things that you've hoped for them and what I as a parent put into you. And just to kind of see those things manifest or stay on the prayer list.
And here we go. Somehow rounding it back to complaints.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that there's some prayers that haven't manifested themselves yet, but I believe God, So but they are in the works. And so it's not weird. I think it's exciting. It's exciting to see you as an adult now. Is it weird? No, it's not weird. It's exciting.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a little weird.
To be an adult?
No, just when going through that being a kid to being an adult, you start to form very different relationships with your family and you and Zane and my brothers. It's a very weird relationship dynamic that we're going through.
Yeah.
We're yesterday it was
do what I tell you.
Yeah, and then today it's more what do you feel about this?
Yeah,
and, Or learning family secrets that
those are always a good time.
Yeah.
Family secrets are always fun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in that case, I guess that I think I wanted to be a different kind of parent in that way because not so much granddad, absolutely 1000%. Oh dear God, grandfather. Let me get it straight. But your grandfather had a very difficult time seeing me as an adult. I don't think I'm 42 years old. I think he still sees me as 16. But that interaction was very slow to happen. Where he'd be like, if you go change your clothes or you're not going with me. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm 27 years old. Go change my clothes? Who are you talking to?
I said what I said.
Yeah. No. I have
this car.
I have a 7-year-old and you're telling me to go change my clothes. What is going on, Jesus? So, no, he was a little bit slow to let go of that. But I wanted to see you in the space that you are currently in and try as much as possible to see you in the next space because I think that me seeing you there helps to push you to see yourself there also.
Right.
And where you're going. So, yeah. But the dynamics do change and it should.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
Okay.
Your pick. Let's see. I can't that you're staring at the ceiling.
I want to make sure I'm not cheating.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't word this one right. This one's for you.
And I didn't do happening, Jesus. You did not follow the assignment very well.
I know. We're just gonna put this to the side.
Oh my God. Should I just take that one
next? No, it's not your turn. It's my turn.
Okay, God. All right. Jesus.
But just remember where it is.
Okay.
It's yours next time.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
Okay. What's one thing you've learned from me? You know what's funny? I was actually talking about this the other day.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Because I was reading it's a community story. It uploads every week or so, with the next thing of the story.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh.
But in the last week of the story, a character there was a big conflict.
Oh, the dog. Go ahead.
As per usual.
Yes. She's in every episode. She makes herself known. Go ahead.
But there was a big conflict where one character was supposed to be like auditing like how this team works. And
Okay.
this teams were like, don't do this. And she was told this twice. Once after she tried to do it and they stopped her. And then once when she did it again. And so in the comments, they're just like, you can't be mad at her. They didn't explain it to her. And I'm just like, no, they told her not to do it. When you're joining something, just don't do it.
Yeah.
You don't get explanations. And if you're really that confused, ask later. Because she did it and then something terrible happened.
Oh.
And they're just like, what are we talking to the wall? What are you doing?
So that's what you learned from me?
No, not that.
Oh, okay.
It was more like, because like, I was like, you're the person who touches fire when they're told not to.
Yeah. Well, there's some people who that's the only way they learn.
And that doesn't make, because I think the way that you've raised us is to be more like, I said this and do it. And we're like, okay,
authoritarian is what you're basically saying.
Well, not so much, but more of just like, do what you're told to do. Like, there's not, we don't have to go back and forth. I'm telling you to do something. We can talk about it later, but right now, just do it.
Yeah.
And I realized that shows a lot in my personality right now. I'm kind of just like, I don't understand why we're having this conversation. Please just do what I asked you to do.
Yeah. That's because you're kind of a boss that way. That's what that is.
I don't understand why I gotta explain myself. I asked you to do something.
I hate to repeat myself. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so that's what I taught you is
it's more just like
follow the rules. do what I tell you to do. Is that what
It's more of just being like, there's a time and place for everything.
Yeah.
And right now, the time and place is for you just to do what you're being asked to do.
Yeah.
And the conversation can come later.
Okay.
The explanation can come later. Just trust that what I'm telling you to do right now is, oops, I'm touching stuff.
Is in your best interest?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'm trying to figure out a way to make this nice. Maybe it's trust the process.
Sure, whatever you want to spin it as.
No, I don't want to spin it. I'm trying to because oh my God, that sounds terrible. That
okay,
sounds
then
like,
I'll do a nicer one then.
No, I don't want you to. No, it's not that was a bad example. Or I don't want you to not use your example. Like they're like this. Look, she trying to sugarcoat it. No, I'm just trying to because that's kind of this like really like all like what's the root of it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would hope that it wouldn't just be that.
Just do what you're told.
Yeah, just do what you're
just
told.
blindly do what you're told.
Without questioning. Just do what you're told without asking. So, I mean, I guess that was...
I think it's just a sense of, like, maybe not, like, obedience, but just, like...
Okay.
Just, like... Because, like, there's... Like, I'm not going to be the person who's, like, arguing with like the Walmart manager because something's wrong. Like
you're not a
it's
Karen.
It's just like this is how things are and I'm just like, okay, this is how it is. It's not like obviously if things don't make sense to me,
right,
like that's what I'm saying, like the conversation explanations come after if
right.
I'm like I don't get it, but it's never gonna be like you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I think it's fair. Oh my God, look, I feel like I'm getting ready to start defending myself here. My parenting skills. People are like, what in the hell happened in that house? So, I mean,
there were a lot of tears.
There was a lot of tears. I mean, that part is true. But I think, at least what I tried to teach you guys in that. So I guess let me just back up and explain my parenting style for a second. Oh my God, I feel so attacked. Is that, initially in the beginning, there is that like safety aspect, right? And you guys were young and there is not an ability to explain every single thing and certainly not in a way that your minds can comprehend. So it's like, just do it, right? Just do it. If I say stop, because I don't have time to explain to you that a car is driving 60 miles an hour down the road and you're about to get hit. I need you just to obey the order, which is to stop, right? And then as you guys got older, it was less of the authoritarian type deal and more of, because that foundation is kind of set, right? So if there ever becomes a thing of don't do that, even later on in your as you guys become adults or get older, there's still that understanding that whatever she's saying not to do or to do is 1,000% out of wanting the best for you, wanting you to be safe, wanting you to, you know what I mean? That there's a reason behind this, even if you don't understand. And so that's why I said maybe it's about trust, right? That trust the process, that mom, if she's laying the law down like this, that there's a reason.
Yeah.
But then certainly being able to show some sort of a balance moving forward, that I do want to hear what you guys have to say, and there is time for discussion.
Yeah.
And so there was a time that, yes, I'm asking you to do X, Y, and Z, and this is why I'm asking you to do X, Y, and Z, so that you would know what the X, Y, and Z was about. And
no, I'm
not
completely
that I'm
on
just
board.
Not that I'm just an authoritative. When people on the outside don't know, and they're like, "Well, what in the?"
Yeah, now I sound hardcore.
Yeah, I
do what you're told.
She taught me how to just blindly obey. Awkward. Okay, moving forward. I'm gonna need you to get better. The next one, I need you to say that it was unicorns and ice cream. Okay, here, look. Oh, which one is this one?
I don't know.
Oh,
The surprise.
The surprise one. What was it like being a stay-at-home mom, or would you be a stay-at-home mom?
Yeah, that one was like, that didn't make sense.
Well, you could have answered the second one. Would you be a stay-at-home mom?
Well, I don't have any basis. That's why I asked the first question.
Yeah, but I mean, if you ever have kids, then you could decide. You could say.
Well, that's gonna be based off of this conversation.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Okay. What was it like being a stay-at-home mom? It was hell. No, I'm kidding.
I was a great baby,
and check,
one.
not gonna do that. No, what was it like? It was wonderful, actually. I really enjoyed it. I think it was really. I don't think that I was ever closer to you. So I was only a stay-at-home mom with you and Christian. I didn't get a chance to do that with Clayton. I went right back to work when he was 6 weeks or something like that. 12 weeks. When he was 12 weeks, 3 months old. So he didn't get the opportunity for that. But I don't think that I was closer to either one of you guys throughout your whole entire life, as close, I should say, as I was when I stayed at home with you guys. I mean, it just, it was just me and you, right?
Yeah.
Like there wasn't any other people or distractions or, things pulling at my attention or, I need to sleep or I need this or I need that or whatever. It was just 100%, you guys were the entire world in existence at that point. And so, obviously you were an only child for 5 years. So
Best 5 years of my life.
Best 5 years of your life.
I'm just kidding. I love my brothers.
Until these dudes interrupted the picture. But no, so that was like, and that was really nice. You know what I mean? Being able, and I think with you, I stayed home. There was a little bit of like maybe a year that I worked, and then I went back to being a stay-at-home mom. So in your first 7 years of life, I only worked 1 year.
Yeah.
And so that was like fantastic. We got to sit down and work on your letters and your reading and potty training and everything, all this stuff, and then, and got to just do fun little activities throughout the day. And you know what I mean? And the same thing with Christian. He was like a huge mama's boy. And I think that's probably why, he didn't want anything or anybody else. He was mean, though.
He was a mean baby.
He was mean to everybody. It was probably a good thing that I stayed at home with him, because I don't know if anybody else could have dealt with him in those
Yes, Grandma's
years.
Feelings were really hurt.
Everybody's feelings were hurt. He hated everybody. He was like, I don't want nobody but my mommy. So it was nice to be able to have that bonding time with him as well. And so I would say 1,000%. I think it means a lot to mom, but I think it also means a lot to baby too. So, maybe we wouldn't have so many badass kids if they weren't herded like sheep at daycares. I'm kidding.
Well, perhaps they should have learned to do what I say in explanation later.
Okay, that's
parenting
fair.
Model.
Probably also more of the issue than
Yeah.
daycare. No, actually, I strongly believe in daycare, and that was one of the things that I did do was get you guys in like Head Start and stuff like that because it is hugely important that kids learn to socialize and share and take turns and realize that it's not always you the center of attention and you know all that stuff. So I'm kidding about the herding into daycares. I'm actually a firm believer that kids should go at least 1 or 2 days a week to daycare to get out there. So
and to give you a break as a stay-at-home mom.
Also, solid advice. Take a break. All right, your turn.
Ooh, if we were the same age, do you think we'd be friends?
Oh man, this is a good one.
Do you want me to answer in the perspective of you being my age or me being your age?
Either way.
I think there's a difference.
Okay, if I was your age.
Well, at my age, you had me.
Does that mean that we couldn't be friends?
No, I just don't think that we, I think we'd be doing very different things in our lives where we wouldn't really.
I don't think you need to take this literally.
Well, that's what's the point of the question?
Well, no, I think it's more to do about like personality, right? I mean, you wrote the question, so I can't really.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just.
Well,
you're like, how you gonna tell me what my question
exactly.
meant? All right.
You were gonna be busy with your life.
Dang! So you trying to? I feel like this is a nice way of you trying to tell me, nah, we ain't gonna be friends.
All right, fine. Personality wise, I think that gonna try not to factor in all the years of parenting.
Okay. Well, I don't think you can. Can you really do that? You didn't know me outside of.
Well, I mean, yes and no. Like, I see who you are as a person when you're interacting with other people, but outside of us.
Okay.
You're very fun.
I am fun.
I don't know why I said it like that, where I'm just like, you're very...
fun.
Maybe? Like...
Sort of a compliment. Not really. Trying not to hurt your feelings. You're fun in like an old people way.
No, you're very fun. Like, you travel a lot, and I think we have a lot of, of the same interests, but I also think that we're very different. Mm-hmm. So I think we'd be, the kind of friends who, don't hang out all the time. But, when we get together, we're just like, oh, we should hang out more. And then we go back to our regular scheduled programs.
This is very weird. I'm feeling
you don't have those
slighted.
Kind of friends. No, it's not. Everybody has those friends who you're just
but
we hang out and it's a great time and we're just like, oh, this is so much fun.
You just put me in the associate box.
You're not an associate.
That's what you. That's the box.
No,
you just put me
Madison's
in.
like that. I don't hang out with her all the time, but we're best friends.
Then that's not a best friend. Sorry, Maddie.
She is.
Okay.
I'm just she lives an hour away.
Look.
Wow. Just because you don't like my answers doesn't mean
okay, that's fair. I can't. Okay, I can't. I'm not going to argue your answer down. Okay, well then let's do it the reverse. Then let's say you're in your 40s. Will we be friends?
I think so, because
will we be better friends now?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you wouldn't hang out with me in my 20s if I was 20, but I'm hanging out with you in your 40s?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
You see freaking fake news over here.
I hate that term.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
I'm saying in our 20s, I think that because obviously, you're way more extroverted than I am.
Yeah.
And so, honestly, you'd be kind of exhausting for me to hang out all the time. I'm just an introverted person. I like hanging out at home, watching movies, and you'd be like, let's go here and do that and do this. And I'm like, can we reschedule next week? And so I think at that part...
She's like, I need to pause from you.
Yeah, honestly. So in our 20s, because that's Halsey's kind of the same way. She's a little bit more...
I like how you putting everybody on blast. You just saying everybody's name.
I mean, Jennifer.
Hi, Halsey. We love you. Hi.
But we're just I love her to death, but we don't hang out all the time. Okay. Some due to she's in DC, obviously, and it's mostly just you need breaks from certain people.
Yeah.
But I think being older, I think we would be a lot more similar.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of myself in you right now, obviously, and as I get older, that might mature a little bit more.
Right.
And I think that we would get along pretty well. Still kind of
pretty well.
Yeah, pretty well, you know.
Okay, all right.
I think that, what you're doing, it would be a lot more of like in the place that I'm able to be doing a lot of what you're doing.
Okay.
Just like being able in that position to be like traveling the world and doing all kind of stuff and getting away from, I don't know, kids.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you better not be having kids until you're like in your 40s. So there's that.
In my 40s.
Yeah. Or okay, 30s, late 30s.
You want me to have my first kid at 40?
I mean, yeah.
I'm sorry to disappoint, but just that doesn't line up with my time frame.
Who's got time frames? And I don't want to be a grandma like before. Oh my God, I didn't even want to talk about it. Let me pick my next. Lord Jesus. All right, let me. Oh, that one jumped out the ball.
That one's obviously yours.
Obviously mine. Oh, I wish this one was yours. I think actually both of us should answer this one.
Okay. I want you to answer mine.
No.
That's not how this works.
It is, because I'm the mom. Okay, how do you feel about being a Black woman? Okay, so that is actually a complicated answer. Mm-hmm. When I was young, it was kind of a love-hate relationship, I guess. And hate might be a bit of a strong word. Maybe love uncomfortable. Maybe that would be better. Because I don't think I ever really like hated myself or hated my Blackness, but I was certainly uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
So that would be a better way of saying it. And I think it was because, just especially when you're young and then, you're trying to kind of come into yourself, and this happens for whether you're a guy or a girl. But then girls, it's just like a whole nother level of, hormones and body changing and comparison and, all these other different things. And then, and nobody wants to be different. And then you throw on this very exterior difference, right? It's not like you're different because you have different interests. I mean, people don't know that until they know that. But you enter a room and it's very clear that you're different. And so when you're in a space and time where being different is something that you don't want to be, I mean, everybody's buying the same type of clothes. Everybody's trying to wear the same hairstyles. Everybody's trying to, do all the same thing, talk the same. That is just something that you don't want to be sticking out.
Yeah.
So, so in that way, it was a little bit uncomfortable because I didn't have a full wrap around, a full grasp of exactly what it meant.
Right.
And so you're also basing a lot of how you feel about yourself based off of what is popular or what is out there or what society is saying about it. Mm-hmm. So there were pieces of my Blackness that I was hyped about because society was hyped about it, right? You know what I mean? So there was certain music or style or whatever that society was like, oh, and people kind of were like, oh, what is this about? And you felt like, you was like the resident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like
you're the representative of the
Yes, yeah, you're the resident freaking chairperson or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like the resident expert of Blackness, of cultural hip hop.
Fixing us in for the representatives.
Of cultural hip hop. You are like, the guru.
Yeah.
To the Black world. And so, everybody is like, oh, tell us about it. Tell us, what is it like to be Black? It's so exotic.
I hate that. Exotic.
Yeah. It's so exotic. So it was cool in that sense to be kind of like that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But then on the other flip side of that, then there was moments where it wasn't cool, or being Black wasn't the thing. You wasn't beautiful. Let's say put it that way. Wasn't beautiful or desired in that way. Now it's a very different story. I mean, everybody trying to have butt, hips, lips, whatever, all these other different things, but not so much, in the 80s. So, during that time, it was just a very complicated time. Now, as I have grown and matured into myself, and learned, who I am and what I am, and embraced all the pieces of me, including me being Black, and realizing and understanding that everything about me is influenced by that. All the things that people enjoy, and even the things that they don't. And there's some things that people don't really are rooted in that, because that's my lens. That's how I look through at life. Is as a black woman.
Yeah.
And so, love it or hate it, good or bad, right or wrong, how I've been treated, how I treated others, how I view myself in the world is all from that perspective. And so in that case, I'm like, but I happen to think that, we are banging. And at this point in time in my life, I would not want to be anything other than what I am. I mean, we are, and this is no offense or shade to anybody else, but, and I think that's the other thing too. It's like, just because you are proud of being who you are.
Yeah, it doesn't mean like, I'm just like, oh, and the others.
Yeah. The others, etc.
Yeah.
Miscellaneous.
Exactly. No,
Nothing wrong with being miscellaneous. I'm just saying. No.
Nothing wrong with being miscellaneous. That's awful.
That's terrible. And I don't mean it. Except for in a funny way. Also, see, the jokes come out of being black.
It also doesn't help that this is like very much our family dynamic.
It is.
And trying to cater it to like the people.
Yeah.
It's like,
we just roast each other just
pretty
daily.
Much, yeah.
Yeah, you have to have thick skin to be in this family. we literally, it's all in love. But we do.
Allegedly.
Yeah. we gets it in. So,
no, I absolutely agree. I think growing up, again, it was just very kind of awkward trying to figure out where I fit in, especially being in a predominantly like white area.
Yeah.
There was always kind of a disconnect, and not being around a lot of our
family,
extended family who are also black.
Our black family. We have black family, we have white family.
Yeah.
We come from a mixed family. But yes,
so the black side of the family.
Yeah,
obviously her side.
Yeah, we live with the white side of the family.
Yeah.
Black side of the family back home in California.
Yeah, for some context.
Yeah, for context.
But so it was very finding like my spot and my place in that kind of area was kind of uncomfortable, and I think that's why I kind of expressed myself just kind of like tomboyish, where I was like not really trying to draw attention to myself.
Yeah.
So, but then going to college, attending the illustrious Howard University, HU,
Oh my God, HBCUs, they'll do it. They will do it.
That obviously is a melting pot of just all things just black and beautiful.
Yes.
And then obviously you have like other different types of black too. Like I have a very good friend from Jamaica who was also there, and just different places in the world.
Yeah.
Where now I'm in this place where I see nothing but people who look like me.
Yeah.
Who are trying to excel in different careers and different fields and all doing wonderful and amazing things with it.
Yeah.
And that obviously like in a time in my life where like going in college, you're learning more about who you are, and you're surrounded by people who are just black and beautiful. It is a very amazing experience that I went through, and it very much helped me become who I am and embracing different parts of me. Like, obviously, I am a lot less tomboyish than I was in high school. I'm sure much to your pleasure.
Yes, thank you. Thank God. This was a little bit of a battle, but we got here. Whew, go ahead.
But and it's funny because, like, I started having natural hair in high school, and people would be like, oh, you're so brave for, like, doing natural hair when you're so young. And it was mostly just a lazy thing, again, being a tomboy, where I was like, I don't want to flat iron this hair every day. This is ridiculous. Let me just do what's easiest. But,
wash it go.
Exactly.
Wash it go.
So it was a real struggle in high school.
Stop it. It was cute.
Okay.
It was just a fate. Like
it was a struggle bus.
It was a transition.
But college, I was getting myself together. I had the makeup going. I was doing a little bit with my style, doing a little something. And being around people, and then like just, I can't express this enough. Everybody in Howard is beautiful.
Yes.
It's just, you're on campus and you're just like, wow. But it's also very like,
now, can I tell a story about this Howard experience?
Okay.
Okay. So it was funny because, and I'm really excited and I wanted you to have that experience. And so I'm really glad because you had applied to a couple different schools, and not all of them were HBCUs, but you did get into, Howard and Spelman. Listen, Spelman was playing. They was taking forever with these acceptance letters.
So was Howard.
So was Howard, but they came through
Which
a
is
lot
why
sooner.
I accepted my thing to University of Delaware.
Yes. That's a whole other story. We're not even going to get into
a lot of tears during that too.
To the tears, and I lost $500 because she made me save her spot at U of D because she didn't think she was getting in any place else. And then she goes, I don't want to really go there. I want to go to Howard. I'm like, I can't get that money back. So anyway, UD owes me $500. But anyway, so when I just remember us going to the campus and we did our college tours.
Yeah.
And just feeling really good energy at Howard.
I felt it too.
I know you did.
Yeah.
And then we were in the car and you were like so upset and I was like, what's going on? And you know how like you guys do this thing where you're like, no, I'm good. Just, no, I'm good.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, you're not fine. What is the matter? No, I'm fine. I'm like, aren't you excited? Like, we just took this tour and it was this and then the other. And then you're like, it's all right. And so finally, after like an hour of having to, you know, jaws of life pry this information out of you, there was just this concern of not being black enough to be at an HBCU.
Yeah.
And what that was going to look like. And, I explained to you then, and I said, Morgan, there is no one way to be black. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's the problem, the misconception. And it's not just even within our own community, but I think outside of our community is that people, when they think of black, they think of this one image or this one picture that they saw or this one person. And just like with any race or anybody, there's going to be, everybody is just dynamic and different and it's based off of not only their skin color and whatever, but their value system and where they grew up and their culture and all that, you know what I mean, like just all these different things. And so I said, you know, you're gonna come out here and there's gonna be some bougie rich black people. There's gonna be some right. There's gonna be some shout out. There's gonna be some hood ghetto black people. There's gonna be some super nerdy tech black people, and everything in between, right? Yeah. And I was like, and you're gonna fall in there somewhere. There's gonna be some athletics. There's gonna be some this, some that. So there's gonna be a whole lot of people in here, and you're gonna find that you are just as black as anybody else here. And the beauty is that, just like you said, everybody is striving for excellence and trying to get to a place of success, whatever that means for them. So I'm glad that you have had the experience that you've had, that you had the opportunity to see what being black is truly and authentically about, and not what somebody else is trying to tell you what being black is about.
Yeah, and in a very comfortable space too. Like even our learning was very Afrocentric. Yeah, where like we're talking about the current events, but we're talking about it like how does it affect black people or from a black view.
From your perspective, so that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a really good time.
So you're happy about being a black woman?
Heck yeah, man.
Okay, well there you go. Oh my God. Okay, it's your turn to pick a card.
Oh, this is my handwriting.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
How does it feel having the first black woman vice president? And what do you think the second gentleman's public project will be? I just wanted to add that point in because I really find amusement the fact that her husband, Kamala Harris's husband's going to be a second gentleman. That's his title. But
that is good. That is good.
But this is almost kind of emotional. Like when I heard the announcement, like I think I was at Connor's house, so it was kind of awkward being with his family and me like having tears. I was like, it's cool. But like when Obama was elected, I wasn't really old enough to have voted for him or even like really care about politics. Right. So obviously that was really amazing when Obama was elected. Mm-hmm. But Kamala Harris, like I was able to vote in that election. I was able to have and like follow closely and like really form opinions of my own politically. Yeah. And even if like you don't agree with whatever side that of the table that you're on, it is a very like historic moment for black women in general. Right. Just I've like looked up how old she is. She's 56 and she was in school when they were still integrating schools. Yeah. And I'm like, that doesn't like 50 years ago, being the vice president for black women wasn't even a reality. Right. Like the best job was like being a maid or something like that, or being a I forgot what the term was, but it was like the people who like ran the trains.
Oh, like a porter?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like that was like the elite, like for black people. Yes. And
that was bougie black?
Yeah. And like being the best job white people could get was the president. Yeah. And now 50 years now, like we have that achievement now. Yeah. And that means so much for people who are like in politics and even not like now. There are so many like little black girls who are gonna be like, I can do that. I can be the president, and it won't just be like, okay. Like, sure.
Sure,
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Of course you can be an astronaut. Like, it's like, yeah, I see someone who can do it, and that can be me too.
Yeah.
And especially, like, hearing how many, like, of the first Black woman she is to doing so many things.
Yeah.
It's very emotional seeing that she's been in that spot.
She's also a Howard graduate.
Exactly. HU, you know.
Just throwing that out there.
Our alum is out here.
Getting it in. So I'm going to expect some great things from you. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right. All right. What we got here? I feel like I'm going to be sad.
Sad? This is your handwriting.
No, I know, but that's why, because I know the things that I wrote down.
No.
I know the questions I put in this bowl. That's why I'm hoping not to get
I don't want yours.
Awkward. Okay. Tell the story of your worst date.
Oh,
God. What was my worst date? Oh, my God. I've had so many terrible dates.
I feel like I've heard a few of them already.
You probably have. But I'm trying to think of which one was, like, the worst.
The worst. What tops the cake and ultimate worst dates?
Oh, my God. That's the problem, is that there's so many, and they were bad in different ways. This is sad. But I also have 42, well, not 42 years, because I wasn't dating that long, but you know what I mean? I have
As
like
a baby, straight out the womb.
Yeah, just straight out the womb, just dealing with nonsense. God, the worst date. I can't think of what the worst one is, but I'll tell one that was pretty bad. And honestly, I don't know if you've heard this one or not. So anyway, I went out with this guy, and he was like, he's telling the story, and let me see, I gotta make sure I get, because Lord Jesus, this is terrible. This is the story of my life. He was telling the story, and I'm trying to figure out how we got here. But anyway, in the midst of whatever it was, whether I was brought it up or he was brought it up, he said, yeah, because I don't like rats. And he's like, da-da-da-da. But he wasn't saying rats like the rodent. He was saying rats like people who snitch.
Like snitches? Yeah.
Snitches get stitches. So here's the problem.
Rats.
Yeah. So and he said it like that too, with that kind of like flex. Like he was like, I don't like rats, right? Like he flexed on me. I didn't know if it was a threat, like a warning. Yeah, exactly. I didn't tell, sir. Sir, it was not me. So I was like, okay. So I'm kind of laughing because I'm thinking it's a joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because first of all, who uses the term rat? And I should have known then. I should have known then.
Does.
Yeah. I should have knew then it was going to be a problem.
He's like, you a rat right now.
Yeah, right. So I went, so I'm laughing because I'm thinking that he's like joking or whatever. And he was like, you know, yeah, for real, I don't like rats. And he's like, it's a rat's fault that I did time.
What?
Right? Okay. So again, I'm laughing because anybody who knows me, okay, like I'm like ghetto hood bougie, right? So I'm not completely hood, but I'm not completely bougie. I fall somewhere in between.
Okay.
I can get with you, but at the same time, I'm also
I'm not that. Like,
I'm also offended, and I don't want to be like I'm not about that life. Like I mean, I don't choose to be about that life, right? So I'm like, sir, what are you talking about?
Oh, this is real?
Yeah. What do you mean that you went away, right? So again, I'm laughing because what would somebody like me be doing with someone that is talking about rats and going to prison?
Well.
Okay. So, haha, jokes, right? No. So I went, so I'm like, and I went, oh, you're serious. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I don't mean to laugh at your misfortune. I'm trying to figure out what we're doing here. What's going on? So then I said, well, it went away, like, for what? Right? Mm-hmm. Like, okay, well, now we have a story here, and I need to know what it is.
I'm with a felon. I got to know if I'm
okay.
okay.
Yeah. What is happening? I need to call somebody, like an SOS. What's the deal? So he says, yeah, it was a rat's fault that I was sent away, and something, yada yada. What I heard was 2 murders.
What?
yeah. Something.
What?
Yada yada.
How did you
2 murders.
How did you meet this guy?
No, listen. It's too much to the story.
Just
I
off
just
the
focused. No, you would have thought, but I didn't. Okay, so focus. So he's like something, yada yada, 2 murders. Okay, not his fault. He was framed. Okay, so wait a minute, pause, because there's a lot of, I know, look at your face, look at mine, because I was sitting there next to him. So here was my thing immediately in my mind. So I went, okay, the next time you ever hear anybody on the face of this planet talk about some rats, you already know what this is about. They're up to no good. And you need to exit stage left. That's number 1.
Learned.
That was the lesson learned. Number 1. Okay. Number 2, sir, I'm not really sure. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that you are correct. And somebody did frame you. I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Because I don't know you like that. And I don't want to put you in a box, sir. So, let's say.
You know how they be treating black people.
No, sometimes you get a bum rap. And I understand that. Life's not fair. So, I am going to say this is accurate. Somebody completely 100% framed you. Here's my next question. What kind of people are you hanging out with? Because my friends ain't framing me for murder. I'm just trying to figure out what you're doing. Because we clearly have a problem with your association. And I need you to make some better life decisions about who you're hanging out with. So no matter how you look at this, there's a problem.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, well, he's like, is that going to be a problem for you? That's how he rounded out the story, right? You're not going to tell me that you've been framed for murder and then ask me if that's a problem for me.
I feel like we should have taken baby steps in this story first before like, hey, I may have done time. Is that a problem for you?
No.
Before we started going, they framed me for murder, those rats.
I appreciated his honesty, though. I'm not going to lie. I mean, this was date number 1. I mean, sometimes people, generally people try to work their way into bad news or, questionable information that, people might judge you on. They might save that to date, number 10.
Number 10?
I don't know.
I don't feel like he could hide that for date.
Well, clearly, he didn't even try.
No.
So, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to tell you what I do for a living, but I'm going to tell you that it's going to be a problem. So I wish you the best.
Oh my God.
I wish you the best.
My response would be like, my mom's going to kill me.
Yeah. This is not going to work out.
I can't pursue this.
You cannot come home, sir. You cannot come home. So that was probably one of the worst.
I've never had a date that bad.
I have some other ones that are also pretty bad, but and go to episode 1 if you want to hear another bad date that I had. The virtual
that's the one I was
online
thinking you were
dating.
gonna say.
Yeah, that one was also terrible. So anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I don't think I had any bad dates to that degree.
Well, you've also only been alive on the planet for 22 years.
Well,
so
true. Yeah.
Give it some time. No offense to the boyfriend.
No, date's done.
No offense.
Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see. If you could do it all over, what would be different? I don't think I would change anything because things happened for a reason. Mm-hmm. Who I am because of the choices I've made in my life.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to keep pursuing this to the end, pretty much.
Okay. Well, I don't think you have a choice. So.
Well, yeah. But still.
Okay, fair enough.
If I had the choice, I would pretty much do it.
Do it the same.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, when you start changing stuff, different things start happening, the butterfly effect.
Exactly.
So I don't know if it would really be any better if I were I should have got an A on that test.
Yeah, that's fair.
So.
Lessons learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Lord Jesus. I'm scared. Do you see yourself in me?
Oh, that's my question.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Do I see myself in you? Yeah. I mean, of course. Aside from physically.
Well, yeah. This is pretty much copy and paste.
Yeah. Aside from physically, do I see myself in you? I do, and I don't. There's a lot of things in you that I think are actually better than me. And you have a lot of abilities that I wish that I had, and I I think one of them is uh, your bravery and your strength in certain things, because it's one thing. I mean, I think that I am brave and strong, but I also believe that life kind of forced me into those situations. And so, when you are in a situation, like when you're in a burning building, it's one of those things that either you stay and you get burnt up, or you jump out the window. That I really wouldn't consider that to be courageous or brave, right? You got to make a choice, and it's like almost like one or the other. Am I jumping out the window, or am I staying in? And one could look at it looking back and say, oh, well, they were brave to stay in the house. Or they were courageous for jumping out. Like, depending on what the situation is. But I think that a lot of circumstances kind of force me into things. And so, but I think that when you have the ability to show bravery or courage in circumstances that are not to that extreme, right? You know what I mean? That you legitimately are choosing to do certain things because it's the right thing to do, or it's because it's what you want to do, and not because you have fire licking at your heels, then that's a different type of bravery and courage. And so I certainly do see things about myself in you, and I don't know how much of that is hereditary or how much of that is just because you've been around me your whole life. But
eventually something's gonna rub off.
Yeah, exactly. Or like how I raised you. But I do think that there's certain things that 100% are in you that I don't see in myself necessarily. I think that you have that I don't. So there's that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. That's my answer. Your turn.
All right.
Oh dear God.
Tell me something about you I don't know. There's
Oh.
a reason you don't know those things.
Oh well, and now it's too late. Now I gotta know. You pick the question.
Something that you don't know about me.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I don't know. Who am I?
Who am
I?
I don't know what to do with my hands. The pressure, sweating. We all want to know. Everybody would like to know what's something we don't know about you.
Let's see. I think, can we skip this one?
Why?
We'll come back to. I gotta think about it. I don't want to hold up the
all
episode.
right.
We'll come back to it.
Pick another one.
Okay, let me set this aside.
Yeah, pick another one.
Okay.
I feel like this is you trying to get out of answering the question, but go ahead. What's the next one?
Do your best impression of me.
Oh man, this should be good.
Quit crying with some dirt in it.
Oh man,
it builds character.
God, why does it can't be nothing like nice and loving?
Oh, ain't it cute?
Oh, all right.
After something that was not cute.
That's true too. Ain't it cute? Generally means he's not cute at all.
Exactly.
All right. Here's mine. Are you proud of me?
That one's my question.
I know. Am I proud of you? 1000% I am proud of you. Oh my goodness, Mo. This is crazy. And it's so funny. We're like the same person, because I think that was actually one of my questions. Like, what is something about like what are you proud of, or something along that lines. I think. First of all, and I know that you've heard this story 1,000 times of me being a single mom and a teenage mother, and just bad life decisions in that way, as far as that's kind of concerned. But God is real. And he knows exactly what he's doing. He has purpose in all things. And so you are like 90 million times more than I expected, anticipated, hoped for, prayed for, dreamed of, like just on so many fronts. And being able to see you turn into just this incredible human being has been, I'm genuinely proud of you as the person that you are, the things that you've done, the things that you are doing. I know that life has incredible things for you, and not just because I'm your mother and I'm praying for you, but because of your spirit and your energy, you can't help but manifest those things. And so that's why I know life is going to be good for you. And I'm just so, like, I look, and this is no offense to other people's kids, but I look at other people's kids, I'm like, well, sucks to be you. Go get your baby out these streets. Let me stop. And I think that that's probably why and we've talked about this too, why I ride so hard for my kids, because of you guys are my most valuable, and I don't want to say possession because that's not what I mean, but you're the most valuable thing in my life, right? Like, you guys are, I put everything into you guys. Blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice, money, effort, energy, just whatever. Everything that I have, everything I am went into my children. And so to be able to see you guys turn into these just amazing little humans is like everything that I prayed for, and then some. I'm proud of the fact that you and one thing I will say is this: I'm proud of the fact that you love yourself so early, because I think that that's a journey that Black women take a very, it's just a long, hard journey, and it takes a while to really get to that place. But for you to be so young, to be 22 and to be in that space and to be embracing that, I think a lot of it has to do with, obviously, the family that you were raised in, and going to HBCU and all this kind of stuff. But a huge part of that has to do with who you are and how you're built and what's in you, how you're made. And so, I am extremely proud of you. That's never a question.
This goes back to something you don't know about me. A lot of the decisions I make are, I don't want to say in fear, but just,
oh God,
and hope that I don't disappoint you, because I know just how much you've put into me and my brothers, and I don't want to do anything that makes you feel like it's in vain. I would say, just, I want to make you proud.
Oh no. Man, you're gonna make me mess up my makeup. And this underliner was banging. This eyeliner. This eyeliner is banging today. Oh my God. Well, I hope so. First of all, I hope it's never in fear.
Well,
but
not necessarily in fear, but just I don't want to disappoint you.
Yeah.
With I'm just oh man, I really messed up. I don't want her to feel like.
The only thing that would disappoint me, and we've talked about this too, you guys are not always going to make decisions that I want you to make, but I've always been of the mindset that I want your lives to be your own, and so I think, so even if it's a struggle for me, it may take me a minute to come to terms with whatever decision it is you've made. Ultimately, I'm going to support you in whatever the things that you walk through, because I never want you guys to feel like you have to be these small little extended versions of me. You know what I mean? We got to do what Mom said to do. I think that the only thing that you could do that would be disappointing to me, aside from murder the person down the street, which would be extremely disappointing.
Depends on what he does to me.
Depends on if he's a rat or not, and if my friends set me up. The only thing that you could do that would disappoint me would be for you to not be true to yourself. Would be for you to do things that were outside of who you truly, genuinely are. That would be the only thing. But otherwise, no. Oh, no.
Oh, wait, no, it's my turn.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
I just went back to the
yes.
one.
Okay, go ahead.
What is one piece of sex advice you would offer? Why did you give me this?
I didn't give you. I gave the bowl. You picked that one. I know what you better say. I ain't got no sex advice. That's what you better say.
Try your best and have fun.
Oh my God.
Aim for the stars.
Oh my God. That's literally not the advice. Okay. Okay. What is your earliest memory? Oh my God. Okay. What is my earliest memory? Shoo. Here's my earliest memory. One of my oh God, some of my memories ain't fun memories. So we're gonna keep it lighthearted today, though, kids. Nobody wants that kind of story.
I think it was more of just like, when you were like 2. Images of a playground.
I don't, and that's what I don't really know. I will say this: one of my earliest like fun memories or loving or something that I just like, think back on or kind of comes to my mind, is dancing with grandfather in the living room. He would put on Fleetwood Mac Everywhere, which is a solid song, by the way. It's a classic, never goes out of style. And I would stand on his feet, and then he would dance around the living room and hold my hands and dance me around to that song. And so that's probably one of my best early memories.
Aww.
Yeah, he eyes sometimes.
Your dad does have a heart. Grandfather has a heart.
Barely. He needs to go see The Wizard of Oz. Go ahead. You're the last question.
The last one. What about me are you most proud of?
Oh, see,
there it is. To round it off.
There it is. There it is.
I am always very proud of you, of everything that you do. I'm always like, guys, this is my mom. Look how beautiful she is. Look how wonderful she is. When you made the first lieutenant, I was like, look how awesome my mom is, guys. You were on my Instagram story for a week.
I was!
You were. I was just like, just so you guys don't forget, my mom's a G.
Okay, so here's what's the funny thing. I don't follow you on Instagram.
I know.
Because I'm trying to give you some privacy. But now I wish I were.
You are one of the biggest role models I have in my life, and just how strong you are, and just how I don't know if my vocabulary is not big enough right now. It's just how you're a great friend, you're a great person, and just how you are so true to yourself and who you are, and in your life and what you do. And I really admire that about you.
And the pup is also like, it's touching her spirit as well. So, that I'm thank you, Mo. That's like I said, everything that I do is for you guys, and you talked about me being the first Black female lieutenant in the department that I'm in, and but I looked at that and I told your dad, oh my goodness, pup, stop. I said, because there were times, it certainly was not easy. And there were times that he'd be like, why do you let this bother you so much? Like, why does it matter so much to you? And it was always listen, I don't know if my daughter will ever want to do this. But if she does, I want it to be easier for her. And so if that means that I go through whatever, I want to be an example. I want her to know that it's possible. And I want her to know it's possible in a very real way. That, sitting here live and in color. But I also wanted you guys, and this is not just to you, but to the boys too. I wanted you guys to know what you were made of, like where you come from, because life is rough and things are a struggle sometimes. But when you guys got to a place where you felt scared, or you felt like I can't do this, or I don't know, or this feels too big for me, that you would look back and realize that you guys come from a long line of just winning. Like, you know what I mean? Just a long line of winning. Just people who are just strong and brave, and who tried, and who fought and believed and hoped and had faith, and who prayed. That you would know that you can do it too. That's where you come from. You weren't, made from no whack ass cloth. You guys are birthed from, just tribes of kings and queens. That's what you are. And so, I felt like I had an obligation to be all of those things for you.
That's definitely something that has really been buried deep in me. Like, that's something that I'm like, I think that's kind of like where my fear of disappointing you too is, like, there's so much in me.
Yeah.
Like, for me to allow myself to fail basically is
not an option.
Yeah.
It's not an option. But failure is only failure if you sit in it. It's not that something didn't go right. It's you pick yourself up and you keep going, and that's not failure. That's life. Failure is giving up. Mm-hmm. So no, you don't have the option of giving up.
Yeah,
absolutely not. So, well, we have come to the end of the bowl.
Ooh, I was getting kind of emotional.
Like, oh goodness. Well, I'm glad that we got to do this episode together. This was fun.
I'm usually behind the scenes.
Yeah, you're usually running the cameras and all this other kind of stuff.
I run this whole show.
Okay, well, let's not get crazy.
Everything is me.
Christian would be like, hello?
He's only the consultant.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair, at least for right now. Well, anyway, we hope that you enjoyed it too. We appreciate you hanging out with us. And as we do something a little bit different, Katie should be back next week.
Hopefully, because this has been really taxing.
It's different being on the
side. Yeah, it is. It's very interesting. Like,
I
feel like I should be looking at myself.
Did you like it? Did you not like it?
Yeah, it was fun.
It was different.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out.
Okay, it's gonna be great. All right, well, we hope that you guys have a wonderful week. We love you. Maybe you do this with your kids, for those of you who are out there, or with your parents. Either way it goes. And just sit down, and I think that was actually pretty.
Yeah, it was very eye-opening.
Yeah, I actually liked it. I'm so glad I came up with the idea.
I'm glad I didn't put in what your favorite Disney princess was.
Oh.
I erased that.
Thank you. Are you a toddler? But I would have said, I am my favorite Disney princess. Of course. All right. You guys have a wonderful week. Please follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys back. Have a wonderful week. Bye.
Bye.